Before we begin, if you enjoy deep, honest basketball breakdowns that go beyond the headlines, make sure you're part of this community. We're building something serious here, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's talk about something that could quietly redefine Kevin Durant's legacy. At 37 years old, Kevin Durant is still playing elite basketball. He's averaging nearly 26 points per game, shooting efficiently above 50%, and logging heavy minutes for the Houston Rockets. Physically, he looks incredible. Skill-wise, still one of the most unstoppable scorers the game has ever seen. But while his game is aging gracefully, his relationship with the internet might not be. During All-Star Weekend, cameras caught Durant pacing the court, glued to his phone, visibly tense while other stars laughed and celebrated. At the same time, social media was exploding with alleged screenshots of a private burner account linked to him. Nothing has been confirmed. But the internet doesn't wait for confirmation. The alleged messages weren't just random fan arguments. They included criticisms of teammates, frustration with coaching decisions, and comparisons that crossed serious lines. If real, they paint a picture of a frustrated veteran questioning the young core he was brought in to mentor. And that's what makes this different. This isn't 2017 anymore. Back then, Durant was defending his decision to leave Oklahoma City. He admitted to using burners. He apologized. The story became a meme. But now, he's supposed to be the steady veteran leader in Houston, the mentor, the championship bridge. If the perception becomes that he's secretly doubting the very players he's meant to elevate, that changes everything. Whether the account is his or not, the conversation alone has already shifted the narrative. Because in today's NBA, reputation moves faster than facts. And Kevin Durant's legacy, one of the greatest scorers ever, is once again being debated for something that has nothing to do with basketball. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Kevin Durant and burner accounts aren't a new story. Back in 2017, shortly after winning a championship with Golden State, Durant accidentally responded to a fan from what appeared to be a secondary account. In that reply, he criticized his former team and coach. The mistake exposed what many had suspected. Durant was using alternate accounts to defend himself online. He later admitted it. He said he went too far. Most players would have shut everything down after that. Durant didn't. Over the years, he's openly acknowledged having private accounts. He's defended the idea of using social media as an emotional outlet. In interviews, he's explained that engaging directly prevents him from bottling things up. And in some ways, that honesty made him different. In an era where superstars are media-trained and carefully scripted, Durant often felt real, raw, unfiltered. But there's a thin line between authenticity and self-destruction. The latest controversy feels heavier because of timing. Houston isn't a finished product. The Rockets are building around young talents like Alperen Sengun, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amen Thompson. They extended Durant not just to score, but to guide. Veteran leadership in a young locker room isn't just about buckets. It's about trust. If young players even believe their franchise star might be privately questioning them, that doubt can quietly fracture chemistry. And here's the bigger issue. Perception spreads faster than truth. Even if the screenshots are fake, even if it's a troll, even if Durant had nothing to do with it, the damage is already circulating. Clips of him looking distracted during All-Star Weekend fueled the fire. Fans connected dots. Body language became evidence. Silence became suspicion. This is how narratives are born. And narratives follow players longer than box scores do. Durant's basketball resume is historic. Multiple championships, finals MVPs, 15-plus All-Star appearances, over 27,000 career points. He will be remembered as one of the purest scorers ever. But when people discuss him, burners always enter the conversation. That's the pattern, and patterns shape legacies. Now the real question becomes, is this simply Durant being Durant, emotionally transparent in the digital age? Or is this a superstar who still hasn't made peace with how he's perceived? Because what happens next could define how Houston's season and his final championship window unfolds. And the final layer of this story? It might not even be about Twitter. It might be about pressure. What makes this situation heavier than a simple online controversy is timing. Kevin Durant is not the rising prodigy anymore. He is a 37-year-old all-time great competing against the clock. At this stage of his career, Every season carries legacy weight. Every playoff run could be one of the last prime opportunities to reshape how history views him. When Houston made the move to bring him in, it wasn't for regular season highlights. It wasn't for jersey sales. It was for direction, stability, authority. The Rockets are no longer rebuilding. They are accelerating. Sitting near the top of a brutal Western Conference before the All-Star break, they've shown legitimate growth. Alperen Sengun's creativity in the post has turned him into a matchup nightmare. Jabari Smith Jr.'s defensive versatility gives them flexibility. Amen. Thompson's athletic burst injects chaos into transition. The blueprint was clear: youthful explosiveness, paired with veteran precision. But leadership is more than efficient scoring averages. It's emotional gravity. It's the ability to calm storms before they reach the surface. In a young locker room, belief is fragile. If doubt quietly slips in, if even one young player starts questioning whether their star fully trusts the group, it doesn't explode overnight. It leaks. It shows up in split-second hesitations, late rotations, unspoken tension in crunch time. Championship environments are built on trust, and trust, once fractured, demands proof to rebuild. To be fair, nothing has been officially verified. Screenshots can be edited, accounts can be impersonated. Social media thrives on chaos. Durant himself has not directly confirmed the allegations. But in today's NBA ecosystem, silence often fuels speculation more than denial would. The conversation expands, debate turns into assumption. Assumption hardens into narrative. And this is where the story becomes psychological. Why does Kevin Durant continuously find himself entangled in online storms? Because he cares, deeply, about perception, about respect, about how his name is placed next to LeBron James, next to Stephen Curry, next to every defining superstar of his era. Many elite players feel that pressure, few show it. Durant has never been wired to ignore the noise. He is brilliant, introspective, hyper-aware. And that awareness sometimes clashes with the relentless engine of social media. The danger isn't the controversy itself. The danger is distraction. Because while timelines argue over burner accounts, something remarkable is still happening on the court. Durant remains one of the purest scorers basketball has ever seen. His mid-range control is surgical. His release point is untouchable. His ability to close games under pressure is still elite. Yet instead of breaking down his footwork or playoff efficiency, the discourse drifts toward profile pictures and leaked chats. That's how legacy erosion happens. Subtly. Gradually. Almost invisibly. Houston's next stretch of games now carries an extra layer of scrutiny. Not because of standings, but because cameras will linger longer. Analysts will dissect body language. Every missed rotation, every off night from a young teammate will be framed through this controversy. That's modern sports reality. Performance and perception are inseparable. Maybe this fades quickly. Maybe Durant answers with a 40-point masterpiece on national television and resets the conversation in a single night. Great players have done that before. Or maybe this becomes another complex chapter in the story of one of basketball's most gifted and most misunderstood icons. Because championships shape resumes, but narratives shape memory. And right now, Kevin Durant's final chapters are unwritten. They will either center on banners and redemption, or distractions and debate. The direction of that story begins in Houston, and the outcome may define how the basketball world speaks about him long after the final buzzer of his career.